viewers. I won't start anything. We get a couple viewers. Keep watching. Keep watching. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting on some viewers, let's do this. Let's talk about some big, sexy outdoors merch. Okay? Look at this. We got some awesome t-shirts. We got some awesome hats. So before we start this video, I'm going to show you some cool stuff. We got this. Stay there, Nick. I want to show you our blanket. This has been a popular item on the store, and it's cold weather. If you look, it's fleece. Really, really warm. It's actually like a lamb's wool, honestly. I know that's not what it is, but it's what it kind of reminds me of more than fleece. And it has this cool design. Nick, can you get that whole thing? Okay. So all this, I'll put a link in the bottom when we're done, and you can get that on there. How many viewers we got? We got guys watching?
None.
That's awesome. So we got nothing. All right. Well, people come in as we're going. We're just going to start, okay? So let me talk first and say that today's live video is sponsored by Matthew Blade Works. Let me show you Matthew Blade Works knives before we get started. First, you get this incredible case. Let me move that holder back. Watch this. You're going to take this. You're going to unbuckle it. Okay? A little carry case. If you really like what you do, now watch this. Bingo. Check out all them knives. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Look at the masterpiece in them knives. Huh? Look at that. Beautiful set of knives. So today's video is sponsored by Matthew Blade Works. I want to start with that. Next, I'm going to come over and I'm going to show you. These are ingredients needed. So first we have deer bologna. You can't make venison without venison. Okay, so we're going to take this plate of deer bologna, we're going to move it to the side. Then we have 8 jalapeno peppers. Okay, you're going to need a big pot. So Nick, show them this big pot. This is a big pot. This pot's probably a little overbearing, but this is the pot. You're going to need some crushed peppers. You're going to need some salt. We use a pickle jar because we like pickles. So we go through a lot of pickles in our house. Instead of buying jars, gallon jars, we just use the existing pickle jars, okay? You're going to need white distilled vinegar. You're going to need some measuring cups, and you're going to need a spoon, all right? So these are what you're going to need to get started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to make this really easy. We are going to need 3 cups of water. So you're going to need 3 cups of water. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here. Now listen, I'm not even going to sit here. I like using this. You can use a measuring cup. That's fine. I like my way because I'm not very precise ever. So, come over here. I'm going to fill up 3 cups. Woo! Dropped it. 1. 2. 3. Okay. 3 cups. Gonna dump them in there. All right, you got 3 cups of water. Now, we're gonna take 6 cups. Now, I do have a second bottle here. Reason I have a second bottle here is we made some again before. Okay, so we're gonna use this up. So now we're gonna do 6 cups of this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough. Let that hang there so we don't make a mess. Open up our second bottle. Okay. Five and 6. Okay. Now what I like to do is I'll move this stuff off my stove. Okay. First, I lied to you. I'm going to use this. I put this in right away. So I like to take, and the reason I use these is I don't have to keep switching out. Half a cup red hot peppers. Listen, you don't have to be afraid to go, oh my God, I measured incorrectly, because as you see, they're falling out of here. You want a lot. Dump it in there. Okay, you can stick that in there. You want that in there, you want it to be nice and hot. Believe it or not, it's not overbearing hot. So the best way I can describe this to you as we start is, if you've ever eaten Miller's Hot Balogna here in PA, I think it tastes very close to theirs. And I love theirs. I think they make an incredible hot bologna. So the reason I do this is that, okay? I already cut up my meat, as you can all see. This meat is approximately 1/4 inch thick. Don't want it too thick. You want the meat to soak it. You want the juices to soak in the meat. Okay, you cut it too thick, don't get all the way through. You want it thin. So I go approximately 1/4 inch thick, no thicker. You'll see there's a few pieces, but it'll be thin on one side, not in the other, okay? Then we're gonna take our beautiful Matthew Blade Works knife. Now while this is going, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna turn that on high, okay? We're gonna get that pot started. We're gonna cut all the tops off of these babies. These are jalapenos, okay? I'm gonna take the tops off, we're gonna start there. You guys got any questions while we're doing this? Feel free to ask. If I can't answer it, I apologize, but most of the time I can answer at least what I have been told or what I've been taught. Okay? Oh shit. Don't ask me why I turned on the wrong burner and I'm burning my well, I just burned my good cutting board because that I can't answer. Oh, that was dumb. Let's try this again. This is why you don't make videos and cook live. Because I just burned my good cutting board right under. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to slice these up. Okay, now listen, we want these thin. Okay, you do not want these thick. Thin. I've seen people make it and they'll cut it up and they'll put... I honestly don't care how you do it. It's yours. One thing you do want is you want these seeds. So do not think, oh, I got to get rid of the hottest part. No, that's the best part. Okay? And if you don't eat peppers, I don't eat peppers. I don't like peppers. But guess what? I love them in this. Okay? So you're going to take these, cut these up. I got to stress one more time that this live video is brought to you by Matthew Blade Works, who makes these incredible knives. Okay? Back to cutting. Here we go. Now the reason I like these big pieces is I don't eat them. Some people pull them out the jar and eat them because they're, they'll be almost pickled when you're done. I don't. So I like them big. What I do want, I want all them hot seeds. We're gonna take this, I'm gonna scrape it right in there, okay? And hopefully I'm smart enough I don't turn another burner on and start burning my cutting board. So I don't like doing it on the stove, but it's my best light. Now, we're gonna take that. We're gonna take a spoon with holes. And all we're gonna do is mix that around a little bit, okay? I just wanna keep it going. So while we do that, that's on high, we wanna take our salt. Now, it is 6 teaspoons. If you do tablespoons and you do math, it is 3 tablespoons. In this case, we're gonna do 3 or 6 teaspoons, okay? All I'm gonna do, and again, I don't measure anything perfect. Never have, never will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Now, we want to bring this to a boil, okay? That's going to be the big thing now. We want this baby fired up. We want it cooking. We want it boiling. We want it ready to go, okay? So, let me get my lids on my stuff so I don't spill them. I'm going to take this lid off and get this lid prepped. Bingo. Okay, I usually have a funnel. I don't know where my big funnel is. I'll be honest with you, the way I do things, funnel's probably out in the garage used for something else. I'm going to have to buy a new one. I'm not going to lie. But that's just the way I do things, and I can't help it. That's who I am. So, now the key is, let me move this, and what I'll do is I'll get this on a different burner so it's easier for Nick the video. Let me get this burner left front high. There we go, Nick. It'll be easier for you. Okay? And the whole time this is coming to a boil, you want to keep this stirred. Now, you're going to ask me, well, why do you want to keep it stirred? So, I personally like to stir it because I think it helps the flavor. 2, you see all these seeds falling out of here? Can you guys see all the seeds are falling out of there? Okay? We want that. We want them seeds to fall out of them peppers. The more them seeds are in there, the more it's working, the more it's going through, the more boastful flavor you're bringing into this, okay? Now, I know you're looking in there and you're saying, damn, that looks good, right? Let's be honest. Come on, who's not saying it? Who's not saying, damn, that looks good? Huh? Are you wearing pants or shorts? Okay, I am wearing pants. Wish we lived closer. Making me hungry. Yes. So, freezer bound, I wish we lived closer too, because we do a lot of videos together. I know we would. So, all you want to do is crush these up, okay? Now, again, you don't have to use, so let me stress something for you while this is measuring. There goes my spoon. You do not have to use venison, okay? That's not a must. So, just to show you, well, here, I'll go to my fridge. I'm not worried. Let me take this out. So, just to show you, this is some we already made. So as you can see, we love our pickles. Now, what we did here is, the reason this looks so, what do you want to call it, cloudy, is, here, I'll show you. Give me a second. Tell me I had the wrong burner on again. All right. So I need a fork, and my daughter has a sink. Disaster. Please, whatever you do, don't put the camera on the sink. All right. So the reason, look, the reason this is cloudy is all this bologna has cheese in it. Okay, so we made this with cheese, which makes this cloudy when it goes in. So I want to make a batch that doesn't have cheese. So this here, I'll just lay this here for now. So this bologna you're looking at here, I didn't even make this. This bologna came from Gary Stein and Stein's Butcher Shop in Catawissa, PA. If you guys want to check him out, he's awesome. His bologna's incredible, and it's perfect for doing this. I love it for this. Okay? So again, we're going to go back to stirring. But who watching think this doesn't look good? Let's start here. Who does not think... Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, freeze. Time out. Put that camera up here. We are at 2.999 thousand subscribers, right? I know it's not big like all you other people, but we're proud of that. However, someone go hit the subscribe button. Someone smack that thing and get us to 3 already. Come on. It's been 2 days it's been sitting like that. Usually gain a subscriber a day. I need that subscriber, ladies and gentlemen. Go hit that button. Also, while this is cooking and we're going, you can see the steam start rolling here, right? Listen, I'm going to start again. Go get yourself some Big Sexy Outdoors merch. Don't act like you don't want no merch. Look at this. Look at these awesome t-shirts. Look at this awesome hat. I'm going to show you this blanket again just because I have to. Check this out. Huh? Watch. Now, I know you're thinking, why is that blanket so big? Because I'm Big Sexy, baby. That's why that blanket's so big. You know that. Come on. The other thing is with our clothing and our merch store, all right, the one thing I got to tell you guys is this. Do you realize that the reason we made our merch store was because we want all big people and small to be able to buy our stuff? Our merch goes to 6X. We put that on there so you guys is a little big, like Big Sexy. Hey, I know, I'm not a little big, I'm big. Well, I want you to be able to wear our clothes. I want you to be big, sexy too, right? So go pick that up. Now let's get back to cooking. Here we go. Guys, look at this. Look how phenomenal this looks. As you see, the peppers, half the peppers aren't floating anymore. You can see it's starting to cook in, starting to get deep down in. You see all the steam? Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now again, you want to bring it to a boil. So the goal is we bring it to a boil. Make sure you take that minute and bring it to a boil. You do what you want. For me, that's an important step of this. I got to start seeing bubbles. It does not have to be, over dramatic, bubbling so hard it's flying over the stove. That's one of the reasons I use a big pot when stuff boils. I don't like it all over my stove. 2, it just has to boil hard enough. It starts to pull the, I can't call the fermentation process because it's not what it is. It's a breakdown process. Okay, we want hard enough to do that. Now, I am sweating, and I apologize, and that's because I'm over the stove with 2 burners going, and I only needed 1. Okay. Gonna go back here, stir this again. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look good. Huh? Hey, look at that. Now the moment this starts to boil, okay, and it's gonna come to boil real soon. If you look, you can start seeing little bubbles starting to pop. They're really minute yet though. We want a couple, again, not be crazy, but we want a couple big bubbles. Another thing is, we're working on a big sexy outdoors cookbook. We invited all our YouTuber friends and family to join us. So we got some recipes coming in and coming out. This will be one of the recipes in that cookbook. So I figured, hey, I'm on a snow day today. They canceled my work. We have a 1/2 inch ice outside. Can't do nothing. Why not take a day to show this incredible recipe off? So this recipe was taught to me by one of my buddies. And it's a recipe that I absolutely, I'll tell you what, best thing I can say to this whole recipe, the best thing I can say to this whole recipe is, if you ever ate Miller's Hot Balogna, I think, my personal, that this comes close to that. So you're going to laugh, but I can feel the hot coming off of that. And that's what's causing me to cough. Do you smell it?
Yeah.
You can feel, once they start combining in that heat, it's like overwhelming a little bit. You're like, whoo, but it'll calm down. Okay? Okay. Now that's pretty. Fog on my glasses, I can't even see to check it. Wow, tell me that don't smell strong.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nick? Does that smell strong?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely breathtaking. Because you can just feel the heat, just like and not the heat of the pot, the heat of what we're trying to do here, accomplish. Now, let me get another spoon. I want to show these guys something. Get a soup ladle. I think that'll be my best bet. So, try to get nothing in it. Can you tell? Now that's black, which sucks. But can you tell that has that reddish color, kind of like Miller's Hot Balogna? Can you guys see that has that reddish color? Never had the hot bologna. Man, I made a ton of jerky this past season. Oh yeah, I'm a huge jerky fan. I have deer bologna all over, but all my deer bologna has cheese. So I try not to use that just because of that reason. It does make, again, if you use the cheese, it tastes fine. I'm not wrong with it, but it tastes cloudy. You have a guest over or something, some of them are like, ugh. We eat it, we love it. Here, see the bubbles? Can you see that, Nick? Please don't drop my camera now. See the bubbles? What's the matter? Taking your breath away? That's when you know it's good, you know. And notice, that didn't do that till when? When did it do that to you? Just before the bubble process, right? That's when you could really feel it kicking in. Now, if my daughter would walk downstairs, she'll go, oh my God, what's that terrible smell? But everybody else in the house loves it. Okay, that's the process we want. Off. We're gonna pull it right over here to cool down. Now, it should cool down slow, but we're live and I want to show you the whole process of how I jar it and take care of it. So I know I hate to tell you this. I'm gonna let it cool as long as I can. Worst case, we're gonna drop a couple ice cubes in it just to cool it down, okay? So first thing I like to do, take my pickle jar, right? And I usually like to dump a little bit in there, but it's so hot. What can I dump in there? Well, let's just do it this way. It won't hurt anything. You're still gonna get it through. We'll still shake it. Okay, we already rinsed and washed. So we're gonna drop our meat in there. Now, we're only gonna put our meat about, I'll show you. Let me turn the jar this way. Another thing, when you drop your meat in, you see how it's all different? You know, you don't want your meat like this. Let me show you. You don't want it all packed tight together. And if you do that, it's useless. None of the juices flow through it. None of them go through. So make sure you have gaps in everything. There's not a gap to start. It doesn't have to be that way once you start to get through it. But for, I love that you're coughing from all the heat. That's how I know it's worked good. Sorry, buddy. All right, so I normally go probably about halfway. Can you video that pretty good, Nick? Okay, usually go about halfway. I usually start my process like that. Now what I like to do, again, I don't normally do this, so just bear with me. I did bring a cup of ice water. I'm gonna cool this down a little bit because I planned on showing you guys right away. And I wanted to make sure it was cool enough to put in a jar without breaking the jar. Yes, it will dilute it a little bit, which is I hate, but we're live and nobody wants to wait 10, 15 minutes till we get a jar through. So and if you ask Nick, it's pretty hot. Yeah. It's actually making my eyes water. That's not even sweat anymore. My eyes are watering. Woo! Okay. Now we're going to take this, scoop by scoop, and hopefully don't burn your hands like I just did. And we're just going to scoop this out. And you want to get all of this good stuff. Don't mess around. All of the good stuff, okay? Whew, my nerves. I'm gonna have hot baloney clean up, Nick, if I keep doing that. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, if you watch, I'm trying to scoop. If you look right here, see right here? I'm trying to scoop all my hot peppers in there first. I try to get all my hot peppers. You don't have to get every one, but I try to get my hot peppers in there first. So that's why I use a ladle. Forgive me, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Oh man. Woo. You normally get hot baloney. Hey, brings on those sweats. Yeah. Nick's 80 pounds and he's sweating over there. It brings on the sweats and the coughs for us. So that's how we know it's right. If it's not right, it don't bring that on, ain't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, what I do is cover the meat. Okay. Pretty covered there. Looks good. Okay, let me set this down. Now what I do is I take this. Now the reason I do this is I want to make sure the ones on the bottom are covered. You already know the ones on top are covered. That's going to happen when you put them in, right? But we want the ones on the bottom. Okay? So you see how it mixed in there? Look at that. See how that's all mixed in the jar? Okay, that's what we want. Now, from this point, I would normally use a funnel. I don't have my funnel. And then if I didn't have my funnel, I would go to the sink and dump it in, and whatever fell went in my sink. But my daughter failed to do her dishes again. And I told her I was shooting a video, she had to wait till we were done. So, then I'll put more meat in. Okay? Of course, there's been venison in my fridge, so I actually had more meat than this, but my kids started eating. I know, hard to believe.
It's good.
Yeah, I know it's good. You little buggers eat it. All right, so that's where we're at. What are chances I can dump this, Nick, without making a mess live? Want to see if I can mess it up? Huh? Huh? Boom, look at that. Okay, now, again, one more time. Shake it up good. And you want that red flavor. Let me wipe this jar off. What's the matter, Nick? Is it hot?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little bit of mess on my stove, so my jar's a mess. Let me wipe this off. And I'll have Nick show you guys how cool that looks. Look at that. Jalapeno, peppers, deer blown. Huh? And I mean, we filled almost to the top. Okay? And now you, all that, man, I apologize. It's so hot, my nose is running. But it always happens. I know better. Them hot peppers get me every time. So all that, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna let that sit in 3 days. I'll jump back on live to just show you what it takes. You know, I'll do a little taste test with my kids. But that's it. That's where we're at. Now, if you do a full jar and you look, you can probably fill 2 jars with that gallon. Okay? If you're doing, now let me give you advice. If you're gonna do 2-gallon jars with that gallon, then only take out half your jalapenos. Let the other half in. I'm not doing that. But in the case you would, try to divide it equally when you do it. Okay? In this case, we did 1 jar, so we put all the jalapenos, most of the jalapenos, not all in 1 jar. Okay? Couple easy ingredients, couple cool things to do. And if you ask me, it was super, super easy. The only part I normally don't do is the chill down process, but we wanted to show you guys all the steps. Before we go, does anybody have any questions? Questions, comments, concerns? Nick, you got any on there they want to answer?
Bunch of people.
You can't stare at this. You can't stare at the floor, Nick.
Okay.
Scroll it up with your finger. There you go. Anything anybody wants to know? Ask before we go. No? Nick's trying here, guys. He's trying to hold the tablet up. And Nick, you can put it in a stand right now if you want. If that helps you read. We only need you at a stand to start that. So here, put it in a stand. You have to spin it like this. Yep. Okay. That won't help you. You gotta go this way. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. There you go. So, is there... Say again.
Said you could tell it's really hot.
It's hot, but it's that heat. Listen, when I tell you guys I cough and sneeze and runny nose from the heat of this, Nick, is this hot?
Yeah.
That's my 13-year-old son, honey. That's not me. This smell is so strong, just takes over the room. It's awesome. I know it don't look awesome, but it's awesome. Tastes so good when you get to it. Nick, any questions, comments before we go?
Sailor CB said, "Oh yeah, I like pickled bologna."
Yeah, it's. Oh, who can go wrong with hot bologna?
And then he said, "Man, the heat should infuse the bologna more."
Yep. Well, the heat will. It will infuse the bologna more, and that's the reason I wasn't too worried about chilling it. What I worry about is if I put it in there too hot, it'll break the glass jar. Maybe I should have just so here's a hint for you. Maybe in answering your question or your comment, maybe what I should have done is only put in one thing of water and 2 cold ones at the end to cool it down, put it in a jar. So that's a great one. That could be something different.
And then Madness Entertainment Group said that was a can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen moment, LOL.
That definitely was one of those moments. Like I said, this stuff is it's so easy, and you do all these ingredients separate, and none of them are hot and bother you. Once I put them in here and it starts to hit that boil process, it's just like boom, and it takes over. Like it has taken over my whole kitchen. Nick, is it taking over the whole kitchen?
Yeah.
I haven't been in the other rooms, but this whole kitchen is now taken over by the smell and the heat that's just rolling off of it. Anybody got anything else?
Mike Nye said it looks amazing, brother.
Mike Nye, you stop by my house, and you can see how amazing this is. I'll hook you up with some. So, I'd like to get more of this made and taken to the Taste of the Wild Outdoors event in PA. But however, I know my kids are going to eat it, and it's not going to happen. Which, I guess I expect it, but I really hope to take some. So here's another one. If you guys did not take a minute and go out to the Taste of the Wild Outdoors event, I plan on shooting a lot of that live. If you're looking, we're going to be live for probably, 3 hours. We're going to do like a 3-hour live. So it is going to be a long, cool video. You're going to get to see everything, experience everything. And here's the thing. Once you do that, once you go in here and you realize what that video is about and what they do. So if you're not part of Schuylkill County, some of the comments I heard in that are, we're not from Schuylkill County. Who cares, about them youth sports? Well, it should matter to you. All youth sports should matter to you, right? You should still care about helping everybody. For 2, just an awesome place to go check out. And if you've never eaten bobcat, beaver, groundhog, coyote, raccoon, guys, this is your event, right? I'm telling you, $35. They got some awesome prizes. And Big Sexy Outdoors, Skip in general, has donated an expensive fly package that we're going to give away as a door prize down there, and help the event out. So it's just an awesome thing. Before we go, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Gary Steinen, his family and dogs, and the other name is for their rabbit kielbasa donation to the event, and we had a bunch of squirrels donated. And again, guy'd like to stay unanimous, but he'd like to thank Knuckles and Patches, which are his dogs. So I give a shout out to all them and say thank you very much, because anytime you help any event that helps kids, it is a big deal. So if you have no further questions on Hot Balogna or comments, I want to say thank you. Please, go hit the subscribe button. Get us up over the 3,000 mark, because we want to start heading to 4,000, and we can't without you. Right? You got any comments, questions to help make our YouTube channel better? I'm always in. I'm not a big fan of super negative, ignorant comments, but I can handle truth, just not ignorance. So I can take negativity. Send us a message, whatever we can do to make it better, whatever makes you want to go. Okay? Thank you guys. God bless. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here.